I think this is on. Give me one sec. This is can you hear me? All right, what's up, guys? So those who are joining, I think you can hear me, right? Nice, nice. Yeah, Q&A. I was going to answer some comments that I've got in the channel, but also feel free to ask questions here, and I will answer them. And bear with me a little bit because this is the first time I've done this. So, all right. So what's up, guys? Let's see. How can I build social confidence as a short guy? Well, that's a good question. I have a video about confidence. I think that it's one of those things where, you can't just force it. You can't just be more confident. And I can't stand when people say that. When, you see that on a lot of like dating websites and stuff. People are like, oh, just be more confident. You can't just be more confident. You have to give yourself a reason to feel confident. And so in that case, my definition of confidence is trusting in your own abilities to get the job done, whatever the job is. And so to do that, you have to give yourself a reason to trust yourself. And so, for example, some tangible things that can help give you confidence, well, dressing well, because that's one thing you can control. You can control your appearance. And I think dressing well and knowing or believing that you look good, regardless of what other people think, is going to help you feel more confident. Another thing that I've done in my life to feel confident is martial arts. And I'm not that good at them or anything, but I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and doing that has helped me feel more confident. So there's nothing like tapping out a guy that's bigger than you. If that doesn't give you confidence, then nothing will. Let me see. All right. Audio is good, right? I think audio is good. How do I find I'm just going to say a lady, Ron DS. How do I find a lady? Well, there's a bunch of different ways. You can go out in the world and find them in real life. You can do online dating. I've done online dating and had a lot of success with that. I think that's a great avenue if you're a shyer person or an introvert. What kind of haircut? So Zerk is saying, what kind of haircut is ideal for a short man, which will lengthen his structure? Well, I like this kind of haircut because it literally adds, a couple extra inches to your height or to your perceived height. But, haircut, it's hard to say what's the best haircut for a shorter man because it's more about like the shape of your face and your build and also the type of hair that you have. So, I don't think there's necessarily a best haircut for a shorter man. But I do really like, this kind of haircut, which is a side part. In my case, it's like a brush back side part. I'm getting away from the undercut. I still think it's a great haircut, but I've had it for a long time, and I'm trying something different. So let's see here. Should I get a crew cut? Yeah, crew cuts are fine. I mean, that's a nice low maintenance question. Ron, how do I stop being lonely? And I don't know if I have that answer. How old are you? I'm 32. What's up, Mario? Sawyer, I'm curious about the Anson belts. How thick are the buckles? I'm worried they might protrude. That is an issue. They are thick and they do protrude a little far. For that reason, I think they're better suited for casual outfits. Although, since I'm have a little bit of insider knowledge with Anson, they are coming out. Possibly, they sent me a prototype of a thinner belt, so it's instead of an inch and a half or an inch of a quarter, it's like an inch wide, the actual strap, and so the buckle is also a little lower key, lower profile. I hope that they continue to manufacture that because it's a much it's a better belt for smaller guys in my opinion. So so there's that. Fingers crossed. Richard, who is your favorite style YouTuber? Oh, a bunch of them. I mean, I really like Jose from Teaching Men's Fashion. Obviously, Antonio and Aaron are like the OGs, and they're friends and kind of mentors of mine. So I really like them. There's a guy named Robin James, who I think has awesome like hairstyle, grooming, product reviews. Um, I mean, there's so many good ones. Gentleman's Cove. I think Ashley Weston has a lot of good information. Um, so many awesome YouTubers out there. It's hard to keep up. Tanner Guzzi, Masculine Style. Um, so Andy from Primer Magazine uploaded his first video in a while, and I mean, it's an awesome video. So definitely a lot of potential with that channel. All right, let's see. I'm 5'11". I feel very short when I travel. People a lot taller than here in Mexico. 5'11". The things I would do with 5'11". But you're right. Height is it's all situational. Depends where you are. Most versatile casual spring coat. I have a lightweight green nylon windbreaker from J. Crew that I really like. It doesn't provide hardly any warmth, but I think it looks really cool. I think a field jacket is also a great spring jacket, although it could be too warm for later spring. And then like a leather jacket. And oddly enough, actually, my favorite field jacket and leather jacket are both from Peter Manning. The best slim fit dress shirt you found off the rack. I would say, specifically slim fit, I would say Silas Jackson is the best, because some of the other brands that make clothes specifically for shorter guys sometimes aren't slim enough for me. So if you're shorter and also very slim, I think Silas Jackson's a good choice. There's a company called Stant, STANTT, that also has a proprietary sizing system, and they have a size that fits me really well too. Okay, so 45 Auto. Most channels are aimed at younger men. What clothing choice would you recommend for older, 50 years? I just wrote a post about that. If you go to themodestman.com, you'll see a post about style for older gents, and yeah, it's pretty detailed, so check that out. Yazdeep Narwhal. I'm going to assume that's not your real name. I want to launch my brand, custom-made online suiting, how to promote it as a startup. I mean, I'm biased, but I think influencer marketing is a great way to promote a new clothing company. I think compared to buying advertisements and traditional marketing, I think influencer marketing is a good way. So, network with YouTubers and bloggers and send them your stuff and, try to make a deal. See if they'll help you promote it. Martial arts is great for confidence. Yes, martial arts is also for confidence. I think that feeling like you can defend yourself is a huge confidence builder. Opening lines to approach tall girls. I don't have any. How tall is your wife? I'm not married. I have a girlfriend. She's like 5'2". 5'2". Let's see. I have not tried extra small C t-shirts. Is that Charles Thoreau? Okay, yeah. I haven't tried those. I haven't tried those yet. Gentleman's Gazette. What's up? What's up, Raph? Are you already in LA? I'm coming there. Oh yeah, you are already there. Okay, I'll be there tomorrow evening. So I land in the afternoon, and then I'm going by Alan O's, or Jimmy O's is the Hollywood clothing shop for men 5'8" and under. So I'm going to meet them. I've never actually met them in person yet. Check out their shop, and I think we might have dinner, and then I'll come by the house. Miguel, what brands of shoes do you recommend? Well, I did a video about my shoe collection, so you can check that out to see what I actually have. Let's see, right now, I guess I'm wearing a lot of I have Allen Edmonds, Ace Marks, Thursday boots. I have a pair of Reeboks, a pair of Onitsuka Tigers, Sperry boat shoes. So yeah, I mean, a bunch of different brands. Christos, how can I make my hair taller? What products to use? So for this hair, I was actually just doing a video earlier today to show how I do this hairstyle. I used American Crew, what's it called? Forming cream for this hair. But for volume, I have thick hair, so for me it's not that hard to get it to stand up like this. If you're having trouble getting that kind of volume in your hair, I would use a blow dryer while you're styling it and a brush, and you can get it to stand up a little bit. You can also use like volumizing creams. I mean, there's all sorts of products out there. Use some mousse, pre-stylers, but there's some great channels out there. Like Robin James is a great grooming channel. He's got a lot of videos about adding volume and stuff like that. Yeah, Gentleman's Gazette in the house. That's pretty cool. Are you married? Nope, not yet. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. Ron, for Allen Edmonds versus Gucci, I'd go Allen Edmonds personally. I mean, when I'm buying shoes, I like to buy from brands that are focused 100% on shoes. Thoughts on Mac jackets? I think they're cool. I have a couple top coats, and I think as long as they don't go past like mid thigh, like I don't think shorter guys look good in jackets that go past the knee. So I think as long as they end around mid thigh, it could be a cool style. That is your real name. Awesome. That's a cool name. Ron, do you wear boat shoes with or without socks? Without socks. Now I like to wear no-show socks with my boat shoes, but I don't think having visible socks with boat shoes is a good look. Kayam, do you have a favorite brand of shirt stays? Are you talking about like shirt tail garters or shirt stays? If you're talking about shirt tail garters, I like KK&J, but I haven't tried a bunch of different brands. So from Poland, awesome. Oh yeah, Ashley Weston is also live right now. Nice. Well, I'm glad you're watching both of us. Hopefully I can get some of her viewers. Yeah, KK&J's is my go-to brand for shirt stays. I didn't get anything from the J. Crew sale today. What have I gotten from there recently? I haven't got anything from J. Crew recently. I did just get a new pair of jeans from Gap. It's funny, it's not the highest quality stuff, but Gap stretch skinny jeans fit me perfectly. And they have 28/28, so watching from London, love the channel, nice. Any brands for UK shorter guys? Someone should make a UK clothing brand for shorter guys, because to my knowledge there aren't any, and it's a shame because that means you have to pay extra for shipping, and for the US brands, I know that's a pain. But yeah, not that I know of, man. I'm sorry. How do I make girls crazy for me? Dress well, obviously. Can we see a wardrobe collection? I can work on that. Shoe collection, I did one a couple months ago. You can go check that out. Thoughts on Adidas Boost shoes? I haven't worn them, actually. I just got a pair of Reebok Classics that I'm liking. Okay, so the best socks that are low and cheap when I wear shorts. Okay, if you Google best no-show socks, you'll see one of my articles come up. I recommend 3 different brands there at different price points. The cheapest one, which is they're available on Amazon. They're called Stomper Joe's, I believe. Stomper Joe. They work great, especially for the price. My favorite ones, though, are Falk, which is a German brand, and in my opinion, they're worth the money. But you can't go wrong with either. Yeah, shirt tail garters. Yeah, it does feel a little weird to call them that. But yeah, I like KK&J, and I think they also make sockless ones too that go around your leg below your knee, which is pretty cool. Ron says, "What's your height?" It's funny. I get this question all the time, and I feel like I'm always trying to tell people what my height is, but every video I get a couple people asking, "How tall are you?" I am just over 5'5" without shoes on. With shoes on, I'm like 5'6", 5'6.5". Montreal, nice. My brother went to college at McGill, so I've been to Montreal a few times. Awesome city. Should I roll up sleeves with leather patches? So if your sleeves have the elbow patch, I don't think so. When I think of elbow patches, I'm usually, I think it's usually like a heavier shirt, like a work shirt or like a sport coat or something. So no, I'd say don't roll up those sleeves. Luke, do you have a favorite cologne right now? So I'm just starting to get into fragrances, and I'm really not an expert by any means, but I met some guys at StyleCon who have fragrance YouTube channels, and they're helping me learn a little bit about it. And I just bought Mont Blanc or Mont Blanc. I don't know how to say it. Legend, and I'm really liking that right now. So that's my favorite cologne right now. Samuel, yes, I do jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Um, if there was another martial art, I'd say like Thai boxing or Muay Thai is also a great martial art. Done a little bit of that, but mostly jiu-jitsu. Do you lift? No, I don't lift right now. I'd like to someday, but I run and I do jiu-jitsu. That's kind of my workout. Make a video about muscular guys. I will do that. Daniel, do you work out? Yeah, so I basically I do cardio. I run 3 4 times a week, and not very far, 3 or 4 miles. Um, and then I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu like maybe 3 times a week. So um, that's like almost like interval training. It's pretty tough, pretty tough cardio. Um, and I try to eat well. So, but yeah, I don't go to the gym. I don't lift weights. Ryan, would you consider doing a video on the best men's fashion books to read? That's a good idea. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I haven't read a ton. I like to read. I haven't read a lot of fashion books. I've read some of the classics. Actually, I was thinking it'd be cool to take like some of the classic books, like Dressing the Man, and try to just mine all the stuff that's applicable to the shorter man. So maybe I could do like a book review on a book like Dressing the Man, but look at it from the shorter man's perspective. So Desmond, you're very welcome. Monkey Nicholas, what is your favorite brand for off the rack suits for shorter men? I have not had a lot of luck with off the rack suits. I think probably the closest would be Suit Supply because they make smaller sizes. They tend to be pretty slim fit, and they have a few different cuts, some of which are shorter than others. And then I think the J. Crew Ludlow suit's pretty good, but even that is a little long for my taste. Kevin, do you suggest shorter men to wear boys' clothes? Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It depends what brand. Like I did a video somewhat recently about shopping at the Brooks Brothers boys section, and it didn't work out. I ordered according to the size chart, so I ordered extra larges, and everything was too big. So I just got a new box in from Ralph Lauren. It's like $1,000 worth of Ralph Lauren boys clothes. So I'm gonna do a video about that soon. So, but yeah, I definitely I have some clothes in my wardrobe from the boys or from the young men's department, and I even have some stuff from the women's department. And so I don't I don't care where it's from as long as it fits. So yeah, definitely, I definitely suggest shopping in the boys or women's department to try to find something that fits. Like one thing I have, is it Uniqlo or Uniqlo? I never know how to pronounce that. If anybody knows how to pronounce that, leave a comment. But I have a pair of sweatpants from the Uniqlo women's department. I ordered some from the guys department. Of course, they were like 6 inches too long. And then I got some from the women's department, and they were nice and slim fit, perfect length. So hey, why not? Okay, do you wear tie bars? Are there any rules? I wear tie bars sometimes. I'd say the only rule is make sure it doesn't go past the tie. So like if your tie is, you know, like 2 inches, 2.5 inches wide, make sure your tie bar is less than 2.5 inches wide. Um, I only have like two. I think I have a silver one and like a brushed silver one, and that pretty much works for everything. I guess you could also have a gold one or maybe like a black one, but I don't go too crazy with the dressy like accessories when I'm wearing a suit. I might have a pocket square, um, maybe a tie bar, but I usually don't do like a lapel flower or cufflinks or anything like that. So nothing wrong with it. I just don't really do it. Which wallet do you use? I use the Anson Calder. I forget what it's called. I think it's called 1/8 inch calfskin wallet. Super minimalist. Um, It's an awesome wallet. I've tried a bunch of different like slim minimal wallets. Um, but yeah, Anson Calder. It's ANSONCALDER. They make an awesome wallet. Skincare products. Yes, I have a new skincare routine. Um, and I have the video all ready to go for it. I'm just, I think it should be up like next week. Yes, it does feature Tiege Hanley. No, it's not sponsored by Tiege Hanley, but I do use their stuff. I really like it. But I also use one other thing. So Tiege Hanley doesn't have anything in their system that is like acne fighting, and I get mild acne sometimes. So I use adapalene. So it's Differin gel, but the active ingredient is called adapalene, and it used to be regulated. Now you can get it over the counter, and it works. In my opinion, it works better than benzoyl peroxide or salicylic acid. So I do have a very detailed video about my new and improved skincare routine coming up. So stay tuned for that. Ron, best quality shorts for the summer. You know, unfortunately, for me, some of the best fitting shorts are not the best quality shorts. I think the best fitting shorts that I own are from ASOS, and you know, it's not the highest quality brands, but they fit really well. They're called the Skinny Chino shorts. What state do you live in? I live in Arizona. I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Maryland and Washington D.C., but I live in Arizona now. What do you think about Banana Republic clothing? I like Banana Republic. I like their chinos. I like their Fulton fit chinos. I think are really nice. Haven't had a whole lot of luck with their tops. Um, I do actually. You know what? I haven't had a lot of luck with their shirts. They're usually too long, but I do like their top coats. I have two top coats from Banana Republic, a gray one and a camel one. And besides having the sleeves shortened, they fit really well. So great stuff. And they're always on sale. So, you know, never pay full price for Banana Republic. Are Hemming t-shirts worth it? If you really like the t-shirt, yeah. I mean, I think almost every alteration is worth it because, like, so say you paid $50. Well, say you paid $20 for a t-shirt, okay, and you're not going to wear it because it's too long and it doesn't fit. So that's $20 wasted, or you pay another $10 to get it hemmed. It's $30 for something you're actually going to wear. So I think it's almost always worth it to get those alterations done. Sky, would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? That's easy, 100 duck-sized horses. I don't know why anybody would ever answer one horse-sized duck. That's terrifying. What do you think about wet shaving? I shave with an electric shaver now. I'm actually doing a partnership with Wahl, WAHL, the shaving brand, and so they sent me one of their electric shavers to try out, and I was hooked. So, you know, I think whatever shaving you like is fine, is the best, and if you like the kind of ritual of, you know, using a safety razor and badger hairbrush and, you know, shave soap and stuff, that's great. You know, for me, it's more just like utility. I just kind of want to get it done fast. And also, I don't have a lot of facial hair, so yeah, I just use an electric shaver. Ron, what luxury brands are worth it? That's a good question. I should probably do a video or something on that. A couple that come to mind. Um, so like socks and underwear, I think are worth paying a lot of money for. Like Tanny. Um, I know a lot of the guys, and you know, you've probably heard like Aaron Marino or Antonio or some other guys talk about Tanny. I have a few pairs of Tanny silk cut boxer briefs, and they are so comfortable. You know, they're just totally worth the money. Same with like Ex Officio, Lululemon, like these brands that make like really high end underwear. I think they're worth it. Um, in the same way, like what are some other stuff that I have? Like I was talking about no show socks earlier, like Falk socks. Um, they're worth it. You know, like they're super expensive for socks, but they're so nice. And you know, this is stuff that you wear every day. It really influences your comfort. So I think it's worth paying for. I think shoes are worth paying a lot. You know, paying more money for. Not necessarily like luxury brands, but you know, nicer, reputable shoe brands that have, you know, hand welts that can be resold. Um, what other luxury brands? I have a couple of Fort Belvedere ties that I really like. I don't know if Raphael's still watching. That's his brand. They're also shorter, which are nice, but they're, you know, they're just really nice ties. Um, Yeah, I'll do a whole video about luxury brands that are worth it. It's a good idea. Oh, okay, shorter ties. Yeah, yeah, there are some shorter. So Peter Manning sells ties. They only have a few, but you know they are shorter. Yeah, Gentleman's Gazette sells their Fort Belvedere ties, which are pricey. Um, it's really hard to find shorter ties. Another brand, let's see what other brand does it. I just saw a website pop up that's like shorterties.com or something that apparently sells shorter ties. I've actually thought about manufacturing some shorter ties because they're so hard to find. Um, you can get them shortened. It's not the easiest alteration. It's kind of hard, and so a lot of people won't do it or will mess it up. But yeah, tough to find a good shorter tie. How do you style an outfit with burgundy red pants? I have a burgundy suit from Indochino. I've never tried to wear just the pants. To be honest, I don't have any burgundy or red pants. I have a burgundy shirt, like a t-shirt that looks really good with red pants. I'm sorry, with black pants. But yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about that. What kind of car do you drive? I used to drive a Nissan Altima, and I sold it. So I actually don't. I share a car with my girlfriend. I don't have a car right now. Um, what do you do for work? I do this for work. Yeah, I do the Modest Man full time. My last real job was in marketing, online marketing with a very big nonprofit, uh, who I'm sure you've heard of. Let's see. What are your thoughts on fashion belts with logo buckles? I don't like them. I agree that they're tacky, probably overpriced. Yeah, I would stay away from fashion belts with like a big Gucci buckle. I don't know, it's not for me. Where do you get your belts? I mean, I wear Anson belts right now. Basically, it's funny because like yeah they're a sponsor, but I really like their belts, and that's pretty much what I wear now. I also have a couple woven belts from I think J Crew Factory. Um, with my suits and stuff, I don't really wear belts as much. I like side adjusters or suspenders. But yeah, for casual, I go with Anson. Hello from Greece. Nice, welcome. How is the Peter Manning leather jacket? It's holding up beautifully so far. It's holding up really well. It's still one of my favorite jackets. I know it's pricey, and I've had it for a few months, and I've worn it a lot, but it hasn't. I can't say that I've had it long enough to really put it through its paces yet, but I've had no problems with it yet. Made by Pure, us Swedes have to get to bed. Well, go to bed then. Thanks for joining though. Okay, what do you think is the best versatile color for a lightweight cardigan? I would say gray. Like a medium gray or a darker gray is probably the most versatile color for a cardigan. Is 5'9" considered short? Depends where you live. In the US, it's about average. Carlos, okay, I'm in high school. I got student of the month. Now I'm going to eat at the Lions Club with a bunch of old people. What should I wear? um, It's a good question. Should I wear a pair of loafers, Oxford white shirt? Yeah, I think that's a good outfit. That's a good color combination. White and khaki is a good color combination. And yeah, loafers would be a good fit. That's a good safe outfit for an older crowd. Okay, let's see. Any plans to make a video on shoe care? Suggestions of pages that have a good breakdown. Um, yeah, I have a post on the blog about clothing care, and it has a whole section on shoes, so that could help a little bit. I'll do a video in the future. I think it comes down to a couple things. Use shoe trees, especially if you have nicer shoes, like invest in some wooden shoe trees. Try not to overwear your shoes, so like let them breathe for a day. Don't wear them 2 days in a row. Although to be honest, I break that rule all the time, so take that one with a grain of salt. Um, don't if unless it's a waterproof shoe, try not to get it soaked. Again, it's okay, if your leather shoe gets a little wet every now and then. Um, you can always take them to like a cobbler and have them weatherproofed or weatherproof them yourself before the rainy season or the cold season. But honestly, I don't baby my shoes. Like I beat them up, you know, and I think if you buy high quality shoes, you can beat them up and they'll last for you. So Daniel, this isn't really a question, but since you're trying to grow your hair out, you should try out the drop fade. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people doing that. Yeah, I've thought about it, but you know, I'm trying to grow it out all over. Like I don't really want like a skin fade because my you can see my head's kind of shaped like this, you know. So even now when I grow my hair out, it kind of has this shape. Um, so so yeah, that's why I'm trying to grow it out longer on the sides too. But yeah, that's a good suggestion. Let's see, best shoes that go with black pants. If you're gonna wear black pants, wear black shoes. That's really your best choice for black pants. Daniel, do you speak any other language? No, I don't. I took French in high school, got decent for a while, but then forgot it all. I started learning a little bit of Spanish. I went to Ecuador for a couple of months. But yeah, it's just like for me, if I'm not using it, it's just like right out of my brain. I'd love to learn Spanish or another language. Okay, tips for Christian, tips for college students who like to look sharp but tend to have to get ready quickly. Yes, actually have a video coming, I think this week or next week about speeding up your morning routine. So you're gonna love that one. But if you have to get ready quickly, the number one tip I can give you is to get your clothes ready the night before. And it takes a little bit of extra effort, but literally just lay your clothes out like your mom did in kindergarten. That's the best tip I can give you for getting ready quickly. You can also, if you don't have time to take a shower, you can just soak your hair under the sink, towel dry it, style it, use like a deodorizing like body wipe on your body, under your arms, and then a healthy dose of deodorant. Obviously, brush your teeth, shave, and all that. But you can do that in 10 minutes if you get good at it. See you next year at Menfluential. Awesome. Yeah, see you there. Okay, Anthony, do you have any experience with Glasses USA? Uh, no, I don't yet. I've heard about them a couple times, so yeah, I'll have to try them out soon, but I can't really comment on them yet. Why are you returning your Banana Republic Traveler pants? They were just the main reason was that they were a little too low rise for me. That was probably the main reason. They were just a little uncomfortable because I like to wear my pants a little higher up, not like up, you know, like old man style, but I don't like the low rise, like sitting on the hips look. I think it makes my legs look too short. And I think it's also more comfortable to wear them a little higher up. So they were just a little too low rise. Otherwise, great pants. So, you know. Okay, I don't know if your sponsors keep track of it, but I'll be buying some Anson belts in the next week. I heard about it from your video and then started to see it everywhere. Yeah, I mean, I know people have strong opinions on like sponsorships and Anson and other sponsors, but dude, I really like Anson belts, and I was wearing them, you know, before we did any sponsorships or anything like that. So yeah, definitely, I appreciate you supporting the sponsors, and I think you're gonna like those belts. Speedster, do you play any instruments? Yes, I play. So I grew up playing classical piano, so I still play piano, and I started playing drums in high school. I was like in the music industry for a little while before I started getting into all this online blogging, YouTubing, men's style stuff. So yeah, I still love music, and I just play for fun now. Actually, if you there are definitely some videos on YouTube of me playing some music. If you wanna, you know, if you want to see that, you could probably find them. Clothes that you wear the most. Well, most days I'm working from home, you know, and keeping things pretty casual. So I live in Arizona. It's very hot for a lot of the year, so I wear shorts and jeans, you know, sneakers, boat shoes. Like I'm wearing comfortable casual clothes most often, t-shirts, polos. But you can go. So if you go to the modestman.com/outfits, it's like an archive of my outfits, so you can see some of my favorite stuff there. Favorite watch right now. This is my favorite watch. This is the Seiko SKX 013, which is it's a smaller version of. And the time is wrong because it's an automatic. I didn't wear it for a few days and it stopped, so I got to reset it. But yeah, I really like this watch. Pretty affordable. It's actually my first automatic, so this kind of gave me. I bought this and I kind of got the watch bug, so I plan on buying some other autos soon. What equipment do you use for your videos? I use the Canon Rebel, the newest Canon Rebel is the T6i for a camera. Got a couple different lenses. I got a 50 millimeter fixed. I just got a 24 fixed, and then the kit lens, which is a I forget what it is, but it's got the STM, which is a quiet, really quiet focus, so it's really good for video. But yeah, I use a Canon camera, and then I use for a mic. I have a Rode shotgun mic, and then a lavalier mic, also from Rode, called the Rode Link Filmmaker Pro, and it's awesome mic. I edit in Final Cut. Okay, Perseus. I'm 5'6". I've been buying 32-30 off the rack for the longest time until a friend mentioned that my real inseam is 27. Good friend. Measured myself and he's right. Which brand caters to my out size? Okay, I think if you want to find something that fits off the rack and you don't want to get it altered or hemmed, I would try Peter Manning. They have shorter inseams. They have 27-inch inseams. Otherwise, I would just buy stuff that fits in the waist and the hips and the seat, and then just get it hemmed. 10-15 bucks, totally worth it. What good budget brands for short men are there? So like cheaper than Peter Manning. Silas Jackson is a little more affordable than Peter Manning, and they've started to carry more items, more than just shirts. So I would check them out. There's not a lot of brands for shorter men right now. So yeah, I would check out Silas Jackson. Peter Manning has a sale, I think, a couple times a year. That's a good opportunity. Ash and Anvil they only have casual button-up shirts right now, but they are a little cheaper than Peter Manning. A lot of the times, though, like just buying stuff from mainstream brands on sale and then getting it altered is your best bet. You can also go the made-to-measure route for shirts and suits. Any advice for modest men with an athletic, stocky build? Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to go to the tailor. You're just gonna have to, and so I would probably get stuff that fits in the places that can't be tailored. So like for shirts, you probably have wide shoulders and a narrow waist, so you can't alter the shoulders. So you're gonna have to buy shirts that fit in the shoulders and the neck, which means they're gonna be too long and baggy around the waist and too long in the sleeves. So you're gonna have to get that stuff tailored or go made to measure. That's probably the best advice I can give you. You can also try. There are some brands that cater to the athletic build, although not necessarily the shorter man. You could try. There's one called Hue and Cry, and they have a bunch of different sizes that might work for you. They don't work for me as much because even their smallest size is still a little bit too long. But they do have some sizes that seem better for guys with more athletic builds, so you can try them. Smaller version, yeah, you're right. It's a smaller version of the 007. So good for anybody who has wrists that are, say, smaller than 7 inches around. I think this is a good alternative to the 007. Ron, do you drink liquor? Yes. Let's see. Hard as I. Do polo shoes go good with dress casual? Polo shoes, like the brand Polo, or is that a type of shoe? Daniel, do you wear polos tucked or untucked? Untucked. Ron, you're asking some ridiculous questions, man. Jasper, I'm looking for some chukka boots lately. Which ones work better for casual style and mild weather? Suede or leather? I really like suede chukkas. I mean, I've both. Let's see, 3 pairs of chukkas. One is like a dark brown leather. The other one is dark blue suede, and the other one is like medium gray suede. I'd say if I had to just pick one, if I could only have one of them, probably the dark brown leather would be the most versatile, but also really like the suede one. So, and if you have mild weather, you can, suede is a great choice of material. Polo brand shoes. I've never bought shoes from Polo. I think they make a bunch of different styles, so I guess it would depend on which style you were wearing. So I can't say whether or not that brand uh, goes good with dress casual. Let's see, driver shoes, driver hat, or is that douchey? Uh, a driver hat. What kind of hat is that? I mean, definitely like driver shoes, like driver like mocks. Um, I don't wear a lot of hats, to be honest. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. My head just doesn't work with hats. So, but if you like them, wear them. Okay. When did you decide to start the Modest Man? I started it actually like right at the end of like mid end 2012. But it was very much a side hobby for a long time. Wyatt, controversial question: black jeans or pants with brown boots? Do you think it's fine? I think black and brown can be a good color combination. It's kind of like black and navy, where um, it can be good, but it's like a little harder to get right. Like one combination, for example, that you see that I think looks pretty cool is like black and tan. Like you'll see like slim fit black jeans and then like tan Chelsea boots, which I think is a pretty cool look. So yeah, I think black and brown can work, but it's a safer bet to wear black boots if you're going to wear black jeans. Ben, where can I find button-down shirts that look good untucked but aren't really expensive? Um, I would say Ash and Anvil is probably your best bet for a button-up shirt that's made specifically for the shorter man. So you can wear it untucked, and they're not too expensive. Kyle, are you subscribed to any monthly subscription boxes? No, I'm not right now. I've tried a couple, but I'm not subscribed to any. Daniel, do you like Zara? I have mixed feelings about Zara. I have a jacket from them from a few seasons ago that I like. I actually just got a polo from them from a local thrift shop that I like. It fits really well. I think so with their stuff. I think their stuff fits the shorter, slimmer body type better than most big brands, but they're definitely like a fast fashion brand, and so their stuff's not that high quality, which sucks because I feel that way about a lot of brands. Like ASOS, H&M, Zara. I wish that I almost wish their stuff was like higher quality and more expensive because I just feel bad almost buying their stuff because it's so cheap, and you just know that it probably wasn't produced in the most ethical way. I mean, maybe, so that's how I kind of feel about Zara. Like, I wish it was higher quality stuff, because it's not like you're not going to buy something from Zara and have it last forever. But that said, I think they have some good looking stuff, and I think it tends to fit pretty well, at least on my build. Jack Threads. I actually haven't tried Jack Threads. I gotta get on that. Clean hard canvas bag. No, I don't know how to clean a hard canvas bag, but I'll do some research. Reese, I have a drapey peak material Ralph Lauren polo shirt, and I'm really skinny. If I get it altered, will the sleeves fit tight? I don't know. I mean, it kind of depends what you got done to it. It wouldn't necessarily affect how the sleeves fit, but if you got it like taken in, like all the way up to the sleeves, then yes, it might slim down the sleeves a little bit too. But yeah, it's tough to say. I have to see the shirt. Ben, real talk, should Alpha M be wearing joggers or not? Man, I'm not gonna say what Alpha M can and can't do. I mean, joggers. I don't like joggers that much because I just I don't really get it. I mean, there are pants and then there are jogging pants, but what are joggers? They're like some weird hybrid. I don't really see when out like I wouldn't wear them out of the house. I'd probably wear them inside. In which case I'll just wear jogging pants, like regular jogging pants. So, also with joggers, I haven't found any that are the right length. So, yeah, I'm not a fan, but hey, Alpha can do what Alpha does. I've been using face wash moisturizer. So you're wondering if you should switch from your current routine to Tiege Hanley. I I mean, if you're happy with your current routine, there's probably no reason to switch. I think Tiege is it's for what you're getting. I think it's pretty affordable. I like that it's like a system, so uh, it's you only need the one brand. You don't have to mix and match. Um, but yeah, I mean, I really like Tiege. I've been using it for like almost 4 months now, and um, my skin not perfect. It's never going to be, but I think it looks a lot better than it has in a long time. So it also feels really good. It feels, you know, um, like not too dry, not too oily. It just feels good. So yeah, I like Tiege. But if you're happy with your current routine, I don't see any reason to switch unless you're trying to either save some money or if you're not happy with it. Daniel, best cost value relation clothing brands. Um, I I don't really know. That's it's kind of hard to say, man, because you don't you don't really know like the quality of a lot of these brands, and also the quality varies within a brand. I mean, I bought stuff from J. Crew. I was like, wow, I can't believe this is such great quality. And then I've also bought stuff from J. Crew. I'm like, I can't believe this is J. Crew. It's terrible quality. So it's kind of hard to say. I like supporting the smaller brands when possible, but okay, I like that you mentioned ethics in production. Are there any companies that you like and as far as are ethically produced? Yeah, yeah, that's something I think about a lot, and it's tough because at the end of the day, I think that like myself included, we're all going to buy stuff that we can afford and stuff that fits and looks good on us, regardless of how it was produced. And I think that's kind of how most people feel. But if you can find something that is ethically produced, or that that the founders of the company care about, the way their stuff is produced, um, and you can afford it, and it looks good on you, that's kind of the holy grail. I think a lot of smaller companies, especially newer companies, are more open about their values and where their stuff is produced. Like for example, a lot of stuff that's made in the USA, you can um, you can feel pretty good about it being ethically produced because labor standards here are just higher than in a lot of places. So buying stuff that's made in the USA, if you're willing to pay for it because it's going to be a lot more expensive, is usually a good thing. And there are a lot of companies that do their manufacturing in the USA. But most smaller companies will tell you if they don't have it on their like about page or something, they'll tell you where their stuff is produced. So yeah, it's tough, man. Because and the thing is, just because something is made in India or China doesn't mean it's necessarily not ethically produced. There's so many different conditions in these huge countries. So it's tough. It takes a little digging, I think, to figure out what is ethically produced and what isn't. But yeah, it's something I think it's worth I think it's worth thinking about and considering. If given the choice between a company like H&M and a company like Peter Manning, I'm always going to go with Peter Manning if all else being equal. Old Navy T-shirts. I have not worn an Old Navy T-shirt in a long time, so I don't really know. Yes, Alpha M can pull off just about anything. It's confidence. He's got the confidence. So, Jasper, do you know how to solve collar problems on T-shirts and polos when they get all flat? That is a problem. Yeah, that sucks. I hate when you have like a T-shirt that you love, and then after a while, inevitably the collar gets all floppy. Sometimes washing it and drying it with a little bit of heat will help, but a lot of those shirts, once they're done, they're done, and that's also another reason to buy high quality stuff. It'll hold up and it'll hold its shape for a lot longer. Kevin, do you suggest shorter men should buy their suits from the boys department? I've never tried to buy a suit from the boys department. I bought other stuff. I would say give it a shot if it fits. Like definitely, Brooks Brothers boys department. If that fits you, go for it. The one problem is with a garment like a suit that it's pretty complicated. A lot of the times, boys have just different dimensions. They need more room in certain places and less room in certain places. So, like sometimes you'll find something that it's the right length because boys are shorter than men, but maybe it doesn't have enough room in the chest or in the hips or something like that. So it's kind of hit or miss shopping in the boys department, but I think it's worth experimenting with. Is man bags good for casual style? I'm not really sure what you mean by man bags. I carry like a laptop bag, a messenger bag usually. Have you ever bought clothes in Asia? Uniqlo in Asia makes their joggers and shirts shorter. So I keep hearing that, and yes, I would love to try to order some stuff from the actual Asian version of Uniqlo. So once I figure out how to do that, I will. I want to do like a whole series on buying from like Asian brands because I know that there's a lot of potential there. I think it's probably just harder to actually get them. Have you ever had to use your BJJ skills to defend yourself? No, thank God, but hopefully that'll never happen. There were definitely a couple times like back in the day, like high school, when I didn't do martial arts yet, where like I wish I did, because if I knew what I was doing back then, maybe things would have gone differently. But okay, I'm a mailman and I always deliver I think Turwit, right? Charles Turwit and J. Crew, and they are decent. I've heard a lot of good things about CT shirts. I haven't tried them in a couple of years. Last time I tried them, their shirt with the shortest sleeves that they made were still a little bit too long for me, but they do have great deals and pretty high quality stuff for the price. Do you have any experience with the Men's Warehouse? My only experience with Men's Warehouse is renting a tux for a friend's wedding, and it didn't look good. Way too big and baggy. Zachary, what should I ask my barber to get your haircut? So this has grown out from an undercut. I had like some version of the undercut for a long time. I probably let it go for 2.5 months. And then let's see, what did I ask him? So I basically said, I want to keep growing it out. I don't really want to take anything off the top because I want that to keep getting longer, especially in the front. So I just asked him to remove the bulk from the sides because I get a lot of bulk in here because my hair is really thick, to clean it up around the ears and around the neckline, and then to layer it a little bit on the back, on the top and the back, so I can brush it back without getting too much bulk back there. And that's what he did, and my guy kind of understands, what's going on there, so didn't have to give him too much instruction. But I've gone to this guy a few times now, so he kind of understands, what I like. Sorry, so I just got a text from Coy, who, by the way, if you don't know, runs a blog called The Gentleman Within. It's really good. He actually just made his first YouTube video about how to cuff your pants. So go check that out if you haven't already. Left Twix or right Twix? Left Twix, man. I'm left-handed. Left everything. Okay, so yeah, what's up, Coy? You're in the chat now. Damn, button-down shirt. Yeah, man. So for those of you who don't know, I did a limited production run button-up shirt. It's a casual button-up, worn untucked, and sold it kind of like via, not using Kickstarter, but like a Kickstarter model. So like pre-sold it, and I think we got a couple hundred orders, and for the most part, people really liked them. Had a few returns, and the whole process, I learned a lot throughout the whole process. I definitely, because I've always I've thought about starting a clothing brand for shorter guys, but the thing is, it's just such a fundamentally different business than running a blog and running a YouTube channel, and it would definitely take away from the amount of time I had to do stuff like this. It's not something, it's something I still think about a lot. So yeah, I mean, maybe sometime in the future, but no immediate plans to do something like that. But yeah, I still have my shirts, and they're still my favorite button-up shirts. So that was cool. Let's see. Do you recommend beginning online? Yeah. So if you haven't done online made to measure yet, I would recommend starting with a shirt. And actually, I'd recommend starting with a Modern Tailor shirt, because they offer. Sorry, I'm just moving some stuff. They offer like a $20 starter shirt, so you can just kind of get your sizing down. Don't your first online made-to-measure experience should not be a suit because it's there's a good chance that it's not gonna go well. Oh, man bags. Yeah, yeah, gotcha. Um, Best place to get summer t-shirts that are fitted for the body. I actually, for some reason, Gap extra small plain crew neck t-shirts fit me really well. So they after one wash and dryer session, they shrink a tiny bit and they fit me perfectly. So they're also really affordable. Bruno from Brazil, nice. I'll be in Florida next month. Do you think Uniqlo is a good option for short guys? Um, I've had mixed luck with Uniqlo. I think maybe when they first came to the US, they were a better option because they stuck true to their Asian sizing roots. But now, since they've Americanized, now their stuff is all bigger and baggier and longer. So I think they have some really nice jeans. If you can go to a Uniqlo store, they'll hem them. I think for free on premises. But I haven't had a ton of luck. Like I ordered their bomber jacket the other day. I did a video review, and it was just it was like any other brand. It was just too big and long and baggy. So creeps. Yeah, I had to Google that guy. I didn't know what he looked like, but I'll take that as a compliment. Let's see. Jasper, best leather jackets that sell good quality ones for shorter men. The only leather jacket that I found that fits without any alterations is the Peter Manning lambskin jacket. Have you tried COS Store? No, I'm not sure what that is. Um, do you know anything about hair receding? Because even you've got a big forehead. Yeah, I guess it is kind of big. No, I don't. I don't have any receding hairlines or male pattern baldness in my family. So hopefully that's not going to be a problem for me. Um, if you do have it, there are some options. Like I know Rogaine has a product that's supposed to help prevent it once it starts. Um, but I'm not really an expert in that category. Ryan, how do you know when jeans are too tight? Well, jeans shouldn't be skin tight, so you should be able to get them on comfortably. Get your foot through the leg opening, without having to yank it through. Um, they shouldn't be uncomfortable in the seat. That's really important. They should be comfortable. Um, I think if they're too tight, you'll know. What hairstyles do you recommend for really curly hair? Um, it's a good one. I think that Jose from Teaching Men's Fashion has a couple of really good videos about styling curly hair, wavy hair. I my hair is slightly wavy, but most it's not curly at all. So um, yeah, I'm probably not the best person for that. I would find somebody, even like a celebrity or something, that has hair just like yours, and find out what hairstyles they're doing, and kind of use them for inspiration. And finding a celebrity is good because there's so many images out there. You just search Google Images, like find like a soccer player or something who has hair like yours, and see what they're doing. You can also watch. There's a YouTube channel you might know about called the Salon Guy. He's got awesome hairstyle tutorials for all types of hair. Pete and Pedro putty should be delivered tomorrow. Cool. Let me know how you like it. Creeps, what is your favorite type of casual shoe? It's hard to pick just one. I like the canvas sneaker. Like I have a pair of gray canvas sneakers. They're Vans, but they're Vans by J. Crew. Have a pair of white Onitsuka Tigers. Have a pair of like off-white Reeboks Classics. Got a pair of navy Sperry Topsider boat shoes. So I like all of them. They're just different vibes, different good for different outfits. Okay, which online made-to-measure company do you recommend for us modest guys? I've tried so many of them, and I guess I have a couple favorites. Like I really like Oliver Wicks. If you're looking for something super affordable, I like Modern Tailor. Um, if you want, really awesome fabrics like Thomas Mason fabrics, I like Dio Veritas. Uh, there's just so many. Cotton Brew, Vulture Suits is also really affordable. It doesn't, it doesn't really matter which one you go with. Honestly, it's all about your measurements, like how accurate your measurements are. How good customer service is. So I can't really say, use this one, but I've done a bunch of reviews. So if you go to themodestman.com and search for made to measure, or go to product reviews, you can see a bunch of them. And, I'd say pick the one that has the fabrics you like. They're all good companies, but okay. Hey, Modest Man. I'm 17, so Ron says I'm 17, 6'4", okay. Mixed race, low contrast features, tanned, warm skin tone. We'll love a response. What colors do you recommend? Okay, so let's see, low contrast. So the low contrast part doesn't really dictate what colors you wear. It's more about what color combinations. So if you're low contrast, you want to keep your outfits low contrast also. So for example, a white shirt and black pants wouldn't be a good look for you, but a white shirt and khaki colored pants would be a good look, As far as the warm skin tone, you just want to wear colors that flatter your tone, which is, it's a pretty deep topic. So I recommend go find a video. I did a webinar about color. It's called Color 101, and it's all about skin tone and contrast. So go check that out, and then if you have any specific questions, hit me up. G-Star Denim, no experience with them or with that brand. If you could only wear one pair of shoes for the rest of your life, what style, color, brand would it be? That's tough. If I could only wear one pair, probably dark brown leather ankle boots. And the pair that I have is from Cole Haan, and I love them. So let's see. Do you know what I can do to hide redness, blemishes on my face after the acne is gone? So you're talking about scars or actual acne or just other red spots? Let me know. A good necklace for casual style. I don't really wear necklaces, man. I mean, I'd say, wear one you like. I do have a couple bracelets that I wear, but yeah, not really necklaces. Favorite fragrances for summer and winter. I was saying earlier, like, I'm not huge into fragrances. I'm just getting into it. The one I just bought that I think is a spring summer fragrance that I really like is Mont Blanc Legend. But yeah, hopefully I'll have more content about fragrances and colognes soon. Carlos skincare routine. There's a really good video about my skincare routine coming up soon. But in short, I use the T. Shamley system and then something called Adapalene gel for acne control. Let's see, looking for shorts, 5', 6.5. My favorite shorts are from ASOS because they're really slim fit. For me, it's not finding shorts that are short enough, it's finding shorts that are slim enough. So I like ASOS because they make a pair of shorts called the Skinny Chino shorts, and they just work really well for me. Zachary, how do you go about picking brands to work with? How do you get brands to notice you when you first start? Well, at this point, there's a lot of, I probably get, at least five emails a day from a brand or a PR company or somebody, looking for promotion. And 9 out of 10 of them, it doesn't go anywhere because it's either not a good fit. It's usually just not a good fit. It's something that I wouldn't promote, or I don't like the way that they reached out, or just something like that. The ones that are a good fit, so I used to do like all my own like negotiations and scheduling and all that, but now I work with Menfluential, which is a agency, like an influencer marketing agency, and they help arrange the deals for me, so I can focus on the content, which is really awesome. When I first got started, no one really knew who I was. My first sponsorship. Not even sponsorship. I mean, at first, when you first start, like, you'll get people that want to send you products, basically. So people start sending you stuff, and just hoping that you promote it. And And so for a while, I would just kind of, if somebody sent me something, I would review it, or I just buy something and review. I just review the stuff that I already had or the stuff that I was buying. Eventually, you start to get a lot of incoming inquiries and requests for promotion. So that's when so for me it was probably around like for the blog, because I had a blog before a YouTube channel. So probably when my blog was getting like, I want to say 30 to 40,000 visits a month, that's when I started getting a lot of emails about promotion. But I'd say at the beginning, you can also just email a brand. If you have a brand that you like, you can email them and just say, hey, I got this blog, I got this YouTube channel. I want to review this product. Let me know if you want to send it to me, if you want to work something out. Otherwise, I'll just buy it. But yeah, people will start to notice you. Okay, so it's not, so at the beginning, you don't really have to worry about it. Okay, acne scars. Is it weird for a guy to wear concealer or something daily? Honestly, man, I think you should do whatever you want to do. And Robin James, who I've mentioned a couple times, has a good video about men's makeup, like kind of like a minimalist approach to wearing makeup for men. I don't wear makeup, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think a lot of guys say, oh, men don't wear makeup, or that's gay or whatever. Don't listen to them. Do whatever you want. I think we do a lot of things to try to look better. I don't see why makeup is any different. For me, I don't wear it because it seems like a lot of work. And also, I'm not sure if maybe it would affect my skin negatively. But no, I mean, if you have acne scars and you wanna cover those up, yeah, go for it. Waleed, can you please do an ultimate guide from made to measure with lots of details? That's a great idea. That's something, yes, that I can work on. Okay, David, I'm 5'2". Is slim or skinny? So you're 5'2", 115 pounds. What's better, slim or skinny? Here's the thing about slim and skinny. They don't mean anything anymore. Okay, so just because one brand calls their jeans skinny, it doesn't mean they're skinny jeans. Everybody goes back and forth about whether guys should wear skinny jeans. Like, if you look at a pair of Wrangler skinny jeans, then you look at a pair of H&M skinny jeans, they're totally different. So a pair of skinny jeans from Wrangler is going to be like a pair of relaxed jeans from H&M. So these words don't really mean anything anymore. So when you say is slim or skinny better, it depends on the brand. So for you, I mean, at 5'2", 115, you're a pretty small guy. So probably skinny is going to work better for you. So like if you go into somewhere like J. Crew or Gap or something, I would assume that their skinny, what they call skinny, is going to fit you better. So I wouldn't get too hung up on what the label says. I think it's all about just how it fits. Yes, I do live in Arizona. Very hot for much of the year. That's a good idea. A video for, so style of summer clothing for really hot places. Definitely we'll work on that. And it's something I've had to adjust to a little bit, like adjusting my style for the Arizona weather. So I wear a lot more shorts now, a lot less layers, unfortunately. A lot of no-show socks, quick dry underwear, stuff like that. Jasper, back to the boots question. Some boots cover the leg a little bit more above the ankle. Should short guys stick with ankle boots? One is not better than the other when it comes to boots for shorter guys. It kind of just depends what style boots you want to wear. I like taller boots. I have some 6-inch like work boots, Chelsea boots, and I think they're great. Ben, do you have any interesting hobbies? Well, I still play music just for fun now. I have a keyboard and I play piano and actually do some production. I used to be really into making hip hop beats on like Pro Tools and Reason and stuff like that. So I still do that every now and then just for fun. Yeah, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so that's kind of a hobby. But yeah, other than that, just working on the Modest Man. How about good quality hangers for small clothes? Huh. That's a good question. I've never seen different sized hangers, but I'll let you know if I find any. Video for college students. Yeah, I can work on a video for the younger gents or for the students. To the acne guy, it's all about what makes you feel better. Agreed. If it will improve your confidence, I say go for it. Okay, so Dave says, how do you choose the colors you wear for your clothes? Well, I consider a few things. I mean, I think I look better in like blues and greens and grays than like reds and oranges and yellows, and that's just personal. Do have some red shirts, but not too many. I like a relatively low contrast color palette. So I try to keep a lot of my clothes in the same color palette. So like for example, I'm just packing. I was just finished packing for a trip. I'm going to LA tomorrow, and I wanted to make it so everything I brought could be worn together. So everything is in the same color palette. It's like navy, light blue, light gray, dark gray, black, tan, and it's all in that color palette. So it's very versatile. So I can just wear it all together. So yeah, I try to stick in that color palette. But I'm not saying that's necessarily what you should do. That's just what I do. And one sec, dudes, I gotta plug in because we are running out of batteries. Get a little view of my place. All right, let's see. Hope that didn't mess things up. Okay. Yeah, the hanger project, obviously really nice hangers, but super pricey. Didn't know you were a producer. Yeah, not really. I mean, kind of. I'll send you my SoundCloud. Let's see. My first job interview coming up over Skype. Any tips? Okay, so if it's over Skype, like if it's video, I would choose a spot with really good lighting. If you can, if it's during the day, like right next to a window. So I would also see how you look. So Skype has an option to, if you go into the preferences of Skype, you can see like a preview of how you're going to look on the screen. Definitely do that before your interview. If it's like for an office job, I would wear a jacket, probably a tie, pretty conservative, like no crazy ties or anything. I probably wouldn't do any tie bars or pocket squares. Just keep it simple. And yeah, definitely preview how you're going to look. So either use the Skype preferences or go into like Photo Booth or like something else where you can see how you're going to look on their screen. Make sure you have good audio too. Let's see. What are some stylish shoes, slippers to wear around home? Huckberry has some really good house shoes that you can wear around the house. So check out Huckberry. They have one brand called Glare-Ups, which are not cheap, but pretty sweet. David, you wear a lot of Levi 511, American Eagle Slim Straight, and some skinny. What are other pants besides jeans? I would get some, if you don't have any chinos, I think chinos are almost more versatile than jeans in a lot of ways. If you like the Levi 511s, check out Banana Republic Fulton, Fulton. That probably fits you pretty well. Nick, what do you do for a living? Where do you live? I live in Tucson, Arizona. I was born in New York, from the DC area, but I've been in Arizona for about a year now, and I do this for a living. So last year, 2016, was the first year that I was able to do this full time. When I say this, I mean running the Modest Man blog and now this YouTube channel. Creep's best casual lightweight jacket. I think a field jacket is like a must-have, like a field jacket or engineer jacket or like something like that is probably the best, casual lightweight jacket. What are some good garment bags that you would recommend? I've never actually bought a garment bag because usually like if you buy a suit, especially like a made-to-measure suit, they usually come with like a garment bag or like a suit bag. So I just use those. But yeah, I know there are some good ones on Amazon and then places like the Hanger Project or like Butler Luxury has like really nice ones. So I actually have a post on the Modest Man about clothing care, and there are specific recommendations in that post for garment bags. So you can check that out. When did you start getting interested in fashion? late in life, I'd say like mid 20s. I was working in an office job, and um, I just I knew that I wasn't dressing well. I just didn't know why, and so I started to buy more expensive clothes. But obviously, that didn't solve the problem. I just looked like the same. I was just spending more money, you know. Um, and I actually started researching on the internet, like you do for anything else. And I found like Effortless Gent, Primer Magazine, Real Men, Real Style, and so I started learning a lot about uh, clothing and style and stuff. But I couldn't really find anything specific for shorter guys. There was one blog. It was called Short Shrifted, and it was like a style blog for shorter guys. And you know, I loved it. I only had a few posts. I really liked it, but they stopped updating. And I tried to get in touch with the guy. I was like, dude, you gotta keep this blog going, and he never answered me. And then the blog went dark. It just went offline. So that's actually why I started the Modest Man. I was like, someone's got to talk about this stuff, and no one else is doing it. So I just started documenting everything I was learning. So, when I started the Modest Man, I wasn't an expert, and I learned a lot by doing it. And I still don't consider myself a fashion expert, but I've definitely learned a lot, and I'm much more confident with my style choices these days than I was 5 years ago. All right. What's a good show on Netflix? Hmm. I haven't been watching too much lately. The only shows that I really keep up with, Game of Thrones, obviously. I used to watch The Walking Dead, but this season I had to stop. It was just too much. Um, what else? I watched Stranger Things. I thought that was good. Um, this isn't Netflix, but I watched the Planet Earth 2, awesome series. If you uh, if you haven't watched it yet, a movie that I watched recently, I thought was really good. Arrival, very good movie. But yeah, I'm not really watching any Netflix series right now. Yeah, The Walking Dead. It's man, used to be so good. Please, would love to see tips for dressing in year-round hot weather. Yeah, the thing is like with sweat. I mean, it's going to happen. Like you're gonna sweat, and it sucks, but yeah, it's going to happen. I mean, obviously wearing a good undershirt. I think undershirts are worth investing in. Like I wear ribbed tee undershirts, and they're expensive, but they're awesome. And you just got to have a bunch, and you go through them. I mean, I'm doing laundry all the time, but it's definitely worth it. You can also use like a high quality antiperspirant to stop that sweating. You can carry like deodorizing body wipes, so you can clean up anytime if you know that you're going to sweat. No show socks, so you can let your ankles breathe a little bit. So there are things you can do, but yeah, I mean, if you live in a hot climate, you're going to sweat. Oh, the OA. I watched the first couple episodes, and yeah, actually that did seem really good. So I'll probably keep watching that. Okay, Fitcher. At what point do you throw out or donate clothing? I probably like twice a year. I probably do a little like wardrobe audit, and it's usually like actually I'm doing it right now. Like in the transition to warmer weather, I'll kind of look at everything and say, okay, what did I not wear at all last year? What do I just not like anymore? What doesn't fit? What should I try to get tailored? And I do like an audit. And basically, if it's nice stuff that's still I think valuable and worth money, I'll try to sell it. I have a Grailed shop. If you guys don't know about Grailed, GRAILED.com. Really cool, like eBay for high quality menswear. Awesome site. So I sell stuff on there. I give most of it away though. I take 90% of it to Goodwill, and I give it away. And yeah, I mean, I think I try to be somewhat minimalist when it comes to clothing. So I'm constantly taking stuff to Goodwill, and also I'm getting stuff for the sake of like product reviews, and so I'm accumulating a lot of stuff that I'm not necessarily going to keep. So yeah, I'm giving away a lot of stuff. I want to start doing more giveaways to you guys. So more on that soon. But I think so. The idea is that I would do these live sessions, and then whoever was on them, would be eligible to win whatever I was giving away that week. So, but yeah, I'll have more info on that soon. Sergio, you're also in Tucson. No way. I have not met anybody here who, I mean, it's like I'm not like, Aaron Marino status where I run into people who know me, but when I lived in DC, I did run into a couple people who are like, Modest Man. But yeah, in Tucson, I have not run into anybody who knows me or who's really even like super into this stuff because, it's not a huge city. The tailor that I go to is called Sew Perfectly, SEW Perfectly. They're up on, it's like First and Wetmore, I think. Uh, Pretty good tailor. I mean, I've only tried a couple here, but they do good work. So I definitely recommend them. Yeah, and if you ever want to talk shop, man, let me know. I don't have any clothes from Supreme or other streetwear brands. It just doesn't really fit my aesthetic. Rob, yes, I know of Articles of Style. I'm actually, I've talked to those guys a few times about their business and their website. Um, I mean, I haven't bought a suit from Articles of Style, but I definitely have faith in them. They know what they're doing, and they really care about the customer. So, I mean, I would have very high hopes for working with Articles of Style if you buy a suit from them. Um, Hi from London. Any recommendations for shoes or boots which work smart casually with black jeans, which are smarter than sneakers? Yeah. So I think a good choice would be like the Chelsea boot. Would be a really good smart shoe to wear with black jeans. You could go with black. You could go with tan. You could go with gray. But yeah, Chelsea boot would be a good choice. Also like the Chukka, like a leather Chukka, whether it's black or suede or something like that. Which items did you wear to get the most compliments from people? It's funny. I have this green nylon windbreaker from J. Crew, and I swear that jacket gets more compliments than anything else I own. I don't know why, but people just love that jacket. I love it too. If you could own one pair of dress shoes, what would it be? That's tough. I mean, if you could only own one, probably like a dark brown brogue or maybe, but that's tough too because you kind of have to have a black Oxford. So like I have a pair of black Oxfords from Ace Marks that is definitely a staple. Like I'll never get rid of that pair of shoes. Um, I have a pair of kind of like burgundy brown um, brogues from Shoe Passion. Again, one of my staples. Um, I have a pair of brown loafers from Cole Haan. So it's hard to really just pick one pair. It kind of depends what suits you wear. Like if you wear charcoal and black and like navy suits, I'd say go with black cap toe Oxfords. Allen Edmonds, Ace Marks, any high quality company like that. But if you wear lighter suits like light blue or medium gray or something like that, I'd say go with a brown shoe instead. Seasonally, how much would you budget, and is it better to purchase out of season? Definitely better to think about the next season to fill those gaps in your wardrobe because you're going to find stuff on sale. Uh, how much to budget? It's so dependent on your personal situation. So I can't really say how much someone else should spend on clothing. I think I read somewhere that most men spend about $1,500 a year on clothing. So, but some guys spend that much in a month. So it just really depends. But yeah, I'd have an idea of what you need. Like if you know that if you don't have like a casual navy blazer, like navy sport coat, or just a casual sport coat that you can wear with jeans and chinos and everything, like, that's a big hole in your wardrobe. So have that in mind, and then always be on the lookout for that. And if you find it on sale, boom, get it. It doesn't matter what the season is. Scott, hey, thanks for joining. Noah, do you feel your height hinders your dating life? Um, yeah, I'd be lying if I said that was never insecure about my height. For me, it was the older I get, the less insecure I am about it. but yeah, I mean, it definitely influenced my dating life, and how I felt, especially when I was a younger guy. But I don't think it has to. And like a lot of people, I hear a lot of people say they can't do online dating because they're short. Um, Online dating is perfect for shorter men because you just put it in your profile and it's self-selecting. So women who prefer taller guys, you don't meet them, And so like I did online dating and um, I met a bunch of people, So I think it's sure like you're gonna there are women out there, um, or whoever, women, men who prefer taller people, but in the same way there are a lot of guys out there who prefer blondes or brunettes or thin or whatever. Um, so it's just another thing that you can't control. So yes, it maybe has hindered me a little bit. It's been a source of insecurity in the past, but it bothers me less and less as I get older. And uh, and I have a pretty amazing girlfriend now, and she doesn't seem to mind. So, have you heard of or tried the 10-item wardrobe? I haven't heard of that specifically. Uh, I follow my buddy Baron from Effortless Gent, and he's all his version of that, I guess, is called the lean wardrobe, and that's something that I aspire to, and try to live by. Ben, yes, I'm growing it out. I want to know, like, if there's any hairstyles that you guys want to see, let me know because I'm kind of in this medium length phase, but I'm trying to grow it out and try some different things. So, um, what t-shirt should I start with? I mean, go get your basic colors first: light gray, dark gray, navy, white, black. You know, and then from there you can expand maybe to like green or burgundy or something else. Are penny loafers recommended for use with dark wash jeans and a white button-down shirt? Yeah, you could wear loafers with that outfit. Probably like black loafers. Let's see. Yeah, Sergio, check out So Perfectly. It's good people there. They've done good work for me so far. So, what grocery tote bag do you recommend to use when shopping for groceries? Oh man, I don't even. I don't know. I just use the ones that are in the cabinet that my girlfriend put there. So, um, yeah, I mean, whatever you have, I guess. I think a lot of stores like Whole Foods and stuff, they give them away or they sell them for a few dollars. So, use those. I don't have any like nice, like manly tote bags or anything like that. Nice jeans that aren't super high up, maybe just barely above the kneecaps at the most, are cheap. I checked out some ASOS you recommend and don't think I'd feel comfortable. Are you saying jean shorts? Oh, shorts. Okay. I see shorts. This is one of those controversial topics. So one of the most popular posts on themodestman.com is how to wear shorts. Go read the comment under this post. You want to see some crazy people. People are so fired up because I said you should wear shorts that go above your knees, but I believe it. I think that shorts that go past your knees make you look shorter. So yeah, the shorts that I wear from ASOS do go above the knees. But the good thing is, so shorts can be cuffed, and it's not an alteration. You can just cuff them very easily. And if you want them shorter, cuff them. If you want them even shorter, cuff them twice. If you don't, just leave them uncuffed. So I would buy shorts that go just above your knees, and then if you want them shorter, just cuff them a couple times. Miles, any good opinions on casual Oxfords? Been looking for some to up my style. I would try Peter Manning or Silas Jackson or Ash and Anvil. Penny loafers usually look a bit off though. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, if you don't like the way they look, I would probably wear something else like trucker boots or work boots or a dress shoe or something like that. Where'd you get that rack for your 5 pants essentials? So for my uh, pants collection video, I had this like white rack. Um, I have no idea where that's from. That was actually in this house when I moved in. It's like one of those portable closets, that for rooms that don't have closets. Probably from IKEA or the Container Store or something. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. Fitcher, what is the next trend so we can get ahead of it? Um, let's see, what is the next trend? Well, I think lighter wash jeans is kind of trending right now, and I like them a lot. So lighter wash jeans. I think clothes are gonna loosen up a little bit. So they're not gonna be so skinny, which is good because it's comfortable, but it's also bad because usually slimmer fit is a more flattering fit for shorter men. I do think in the grooming arena, I think the undercut is kind of going away. So that's why I'm growing my hair out a little bit, try to get out ahead of that trend. So I think longer or just different hairstyles. Actually, I think longer hairstyles, but also really short, like crew cuts, buzz cuts are going to come back. But I just think the disconnected, super short on the sides and the back, side part undercut. I think that's kind of on its way out. What do you think of women and yoga? Not sure if you're asking about yoga, the practice. I love women and I'm a fan of yoga too. Um, recommended store for short and athletic. I would try Peter Manning. They have some sizes that are good for bigger guys. Um, you could try Hue and Cry. Silas Jackson has a lot of different sizes. So yeah, any of those would be good. All right, guys. Well, it's been about an hour and a half. I'm probably going to jump off here, finish packing. Tomorrow, I get to go hang out with a bunch of awesome YouTubers and bloggers. I'll be taking a bunch of pictures and videos, so we'll have a lot of good content coming out of that trip. And so yeah, follow along on Instagram and if you're interested in that stuff. This has been awesome. This is my first YouTube live, and you guys have been really great. Asked a lot of good questions, which is good because I thought I was going to have to just go into old comments and emails and try to find questions, but you guys brought the questions. So very cool. We'll do this again next week, hopefully at the same time each week, and definitely we'll get some giveaways going for you guys who joined the live stream. So, all right, take care. Enjoy your night. Have a good week. And until next time, stay stylish. I gotta figure out how to turn this thing off.